What's going on, guys? This is Kaishiro. Welcome back. So for our video today, we're going to cover Uncrowned Kings local metagame report. So this metagame report and decklist review will cover tournaments from Philippines and Indonesia in the span of June 5 to June 11. So without further ado, let's get started. Coming at first, we have first place on Arcanium Hobbies. We have Orcus Super Heavy Samurai. So this guy has been topping with his Orcus Super Heavy Samurai quite regularly. I have seen this guy before on Arcanium Hobbies tournament results. So I guess he is quite efficient on topping with his Orcus Super Heavy Samurai. And then next we have second place Trap Tricks. We have standard decklist of Trap Tricks here. He opted to main deck Ghost Ogre and triple copies of Evenly Match as well. I guess this works well for going second capabilities. And he played Artifact Lancea. I guess he uses this Lancea to play around Evenly Match. And then we have Rescue Ace with a combo variant. He plays Jet Synchron and Olayon and Nemesis Corridor with Thunder Dragon Colossus and Auroradon on his extra deck. Quite spicy Rescue Ace we have here with third place Ryu. And then moving on, we have Order of the Duelist in Albay. So shoutouts to Albay people. We're going to cover the first place. I guess this is the first place, the branded decklist. I can barely see through the parallel sleeves. So yeah, quite standard decklist. And then next we have Manedium Scareclaw. Yeah, correct. He played Gamma on the main deck with a Cyframe Driver. Quite unusual, but I guess it works for him. And then moving on, we have Matmech here. So yeah, Matmech with standard ratios of Matmech cards. And then he played Ghost Bell on the main deck. I guess this is a cross-out target for him. Yeah, Nibiru as well on the main deck. Good cross-out target as well. So that's the tournament in Albay, Philippines. And then we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Cagayan de Oro Community, Gonza Anime Merch and Hobby Shop Weekly Tournament. So this is the champion decklist, I assume. We have Nemrelia with Light Barrier Statue. Quite interesting. This deck is control deck, I assume. I have seen this before, but I don't recall the gameplay of this deck. So yeah, let's not ponder on it too much because I don't have anything to say on this deck list. And then moving on, we have Osiris Duelist Community tournament. We have Marineses here with Ice Jade Engine. And then next we have second place Matmech, our friend from Indonesia. We have Gaza on his Matmech with Firewall Engine as well. I guess this is the most explosive Matmech decklist right now on the format, the Firewall variant of Matmech. And then moving on, we have Adamancipator with Prank Kids, Shenanigans, and Earth Barrier Statue. Quite interesting. We don't see this much often, but I guess it works for him. And then moving on, we have Duelist Medan Ranking Tournament supported by Velocity Hobby Center. We have the tour guide Labyrinth here. I have seen this before on Japanese tournaments. I guess this is quite innovation from Labyrinth players. I don't see how this works, to be honest, but I guess this is quite a more explosive variant of Labyrinth. Yeah, by what do you call this? Using the Fiend monsters to search with the Skarm from the Burning Abyss, and Farfa, I guess, to disrupt the opponent with Sangan as well. Very spicy. And then next we have Rika. So yeah, this deck has been very on a short notice, no? We don't see Rika often, but we know that this deck can definitely top on tournaments. So this is a very good sleeper deck right now. And then moving on, we have Tier Elements. The good old Tier Elements are still kicking it. This is a very strong deck up until now. Quite standard deck list. This is the Tier Elements deck list that you can see every day on Road of the King. And then we have Blackwing or Black Feather. Really good rogue deck as well. It can catch people off guard. And then moving on, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Time Walk Surabaya weekly report. At first place, we have Chimera Illusionist. So he played the Small World package. I guess this is a very good inclusion on Chimera because it can search the Kaiju monsters when you are going against purely. Small World definitely helps to out the Noir. And then next we have another. Oh, we have Unchained with tour guide here. We have a lot of Unchained players here in the Philippines, and I have seen this deck a lot lately, and it is nothing but success. This deck got the most viable support from the Duelist Nexus recently, so this deck blossomed into success. And the next we have Vanquish Hole. Yeah, Vanquish Hole with main deck Bestial. I guess this Bestial can search the Varius, so it helps the consistency aside from interrupting the Matmech and Tier 11 matchups. And then we have Kashtira here. Only 2 Ogre on the main deck. And double Scareclaw. And then main deck Droll as well and Nibiru. Quite interesting that he played Nibiru on the main deck. Sometimes Nibiru can block your main monster zone from summoning your Fenrirs and Unicorns. But I guess this works for him. So yeah. Moving on, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Purwa Karta gathering in weekly tournament. At first place, we have Super Heavy Samurai Sword Soul. Well, I have seen this decklist from Kenneth Mercader in our country. Yu-Gi-Oh! Campus League Top 4 last year. He plays this deck also. And I can tell that this is a very explosive deck. If this deck went first, it can overwhelm a lot of meta-relevant decks right now. And it has also good spaces for hand trap like Ash Blossom, Droll, Effect Veiler. Interesting that he only played one Ash Blossom. I guess he is not that scared around Maxi. And then next we have second place Eldritch, the good old Eldritch. A very viable deck for a very long time. Since 2020, Eldritch has been good. Up until now, Eldritch can still top. He played a mixture of power trap cards like Torrential Tribute and Dogmatica Punishment and Solemn Strike with many floodgates. So yeah, interesting deck list here from Shaka. And then third place, we have Branded Dragon Maid. So yeah, with Bestials as well, Dragon Maid can still do something, no? We don't see Dragon Maid lately, but this guy tapped with Branded Dragon Maid. And with High Spirits as well on the main deck. Really interesting. Okay, so moving on. We have, this is my banlist prediction. We'll just skim through this banlist prediction. So yeah, at band section, we have this Cyberstan, Jablosis, Scarecrow, and Black Dragon. This is only my prediction, so yeah, bear with it. And at limited, we have Trident, Aluber, Delicious Memory, Circular, Runic Tip, and Tier 11 Kashtira. And then semi-limit, we have Girsu, Card of Demise, Small World, Hornet Drones, and There Can Be Only One, and even Evenly Match. And unlimited, we have Gazelle, and Tri-Brigade Fractal, and Tenki as well. Because I'm a Tri-Brigade player, I want this to be unlimited. Then Change of Heart, Infinity Launcher, and Time Seal. So yeah, that's the banlist prediction of mine. Let's see on 25 if I get correct predictions on this. And then moving on, we have Grand Coliseum Board Game Cafe Yu-Gi-Oh! Weekly Tournament. At first place, we have the newly buffed Salamangreat. So this deck got support from the Duelist pack lately. So he placed the Salamangreat of Fire on the main deck with one Bufferlo. And then double Signet Mining. I have seen random numbers of Signet mining lately. Some players play with 1, some players play with 3, but I rarely see Salaman Great players playing 2 of Signet mining. And then next we have Fluandris. Really old deck, but still doing some damage on the metagame. This deck topped our Duelist Cup Philippines with Nathaniel Laureliano on Fluandris, so this deck is still viable. And then next we have Labyrinth. So they do have a lot of control decks, no, in their locals. He played Labyrinth on this with main deck Lava Golem. I guess Lava Golem on Labyrinth main deck is quite underrated. I don't see this often on Labyrinth players, but I guarantee you that Lava Golem is really good on the format. And then next, yeah, that's about it. And then moving on, we have Ragnarok Duelist Tournament. Maman with winner decklist of Rescues. So he played Book of Moon on the main deck. Quite interesting. But I guess this can dodge the Imperms and Veilers of many players if he can't go the route of Proxy Magician and Swamp Fusion Dragon. So yeah, Book of Moon helps, and it is also good on Kashtira matchups. He also played Small World on the main deck. I guess he played this to improve the consistency of Rescues. So yeah. And then moving on, we have another Order of the Duelist in Albay. Another tournament report from them. At first place, we have another Branded. I doubt if it's the same player. I guess it's the same because the ratios are quite similar. He played double DD Crow on the main deck. Very strong card right now on the format. And then next we have Crystal Beast. Really spicy. This deck won on Duelist Cup Taiwan, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I have seen this Crystal Beast tapped on a really big event on Taiwan. On the Road of the King. So this deck can surprise people off guard if they don't know how to handle this deck, I guess. And then next we have Sword Soul again. Yeah, Sword Soul. Sword Soul is pretty popular on the Philippines because Sword Soul is quite cheap when you break it down on the price cost, and then this deck is quite easy to pilot. So yeah, I can see the relevance of this deck in our country. And then we have Madolche with Mech Knight, and then Orcust. Wow. And Adventurer as well. Wow. I don't expect this decklist to top, but I guess this topped on Albay. A very spicy decklist here. I don't know how this works, but I guess this works for him. Yeah. And then moving on, we have Final Turn Hobby Shop Bacolod Saturday Tournament. On June 10, we have my friend here. We have Jinrick Romero, with his Scrap Dinosaur decklist. So he's been a notorious Dino player for quite some time. He played Dino all his life. So yeah, I pretty much expect him to top regularly on his locals. So he played Dark Ruler No More on the side deck. I don't see the relevance of Dark Ruler No More on the format, to be honest, but I guess Dark Ruler can cover many matchups on his locals. And 41 card main deck as well, with double Scrap Raptor. Really nice deck list from Jinrick. And then moving on, we have the same tournament from Bacolod. We have Unchained Jubel. Wow. Great innovation from Jan Alfred Go. I don't know how the Jubel works on this Unchained list, but I guess those are Fiend type monsters. Yeah. I don't know that much about Jubel. I only have seen and watched GX Yu-Gi-Oh anime, but I don't studied their cards enough to know what's going on this list. But he placed second on that tournament, and I really like the fact that he played Path of Extravagance on the main deck. I guess Unchained can break sometimes if they have drawn the craziest cards on the deck list. So I think that Extravagance is really good on Unchained if you want to optimize your deck at the highest level of consistency. So yeah, he didn't reveal his side deck. And then moving on, we have the SummerCon 2023 Dagupan City. On Saturday as well, we have first place Fairy Agent from Milo Leo. Really interesting that Fairy Agent can still tap. I guess this is still a very good combo deck. Yeah, Thunder Dragon Colossus is very good on the format if he can successfully bring out this card. A lot of cards on the format are adding cards from their deck to their hand, like Purely, Kashtira, Super Heavy Samurai. So yeah, this is a very interesting deck list from Miluleo. And then moving on, we have Makassar Duelist Community Tournament. At first place, we have Tournaments Chimera with Bestial Package, White Spicy. He main deck Super Poly on this one. For me, Super Poly is underrated card on the format. It can really surprise a lot of decklists on the format right now by going into Dragostapellia against Tournaments and Starving Venom and Mad Dragon against Rescue Ace and many similar attribute decks. So I really like the Super Poly here from Yaya. And then next we have Ian on Dragon Link. Quite standard decks of Dragon Link. He played triple Chaos Space. I would only want to play 2 if I'm on his shoes. But yeah, this works for him. And then Solemn Strike and Anti-Spell. I really like the inclusion of these cards. I guess these cards are very good on going first and quite underrated as well. It can catch people off guard if Solemn Strike resolves on many decklists right now on the metagame. And then next we have third place Altergeist. So really nice as well. Altergeist got a reprint from the Animation Chronicles. So many people will play it, I assume, because the deck became more viable and cheap. So yeah, and it is a pretty strong one at that note. So yeah, I expect that Altergeist will see play on the following weeks. Okay, moving on, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Official Store event from Gacha. And the winner is Dinosaur again. We have another Dino decklist here. He played Lost World on the main deck. I don't see Lost World that much on Dino players here in the Philippines, to be honest. But Lost World can definitely stun many decks right now on the format. And also, it can lock out Kashtira. So Lost World is pretty good here. He cited Shen. Quite interesting, but I guess this works for him. And then moving on, we have another Final Turn Hobby Shop Bacolod Sunday tournament, this time on June 11. We have another second place Unchained from the player itself, John Alfred Go. So this time without the Ubel package. He played the tour guide on this one and many more hand traps like Droll. Yeah. And the performable Rainbow Magician. I forgot the name. This is a performable card, I assume. And one Skullmeister. We don't see Skullmeister lately, no, on the metagame. But I guess Skullmeister has its purpose on the locals of John Alfred Go. And then moving on, we have the champion on that same tournament. We have Lawrence Justiniani on Chimera branded decklist with Revo Synchron on the main deck. Wow, spicy. He plays Ancient Fairy Dragon, and I don't recognize this Ghost Rare card, the Synchro Ghost Rare card. And then double Aluber only on the main deck. I like the ratio of Aluber on this one. I would only play it at 2, to be honest, because I don't have the money to buy the third copy of Aluber, if I'm being honest. And yeah, it's quite expensive. And I think that the ratio of 2 Alubers works fine for me. And then 2 tuning as well. Yeah, very spicy. And then moving on, we have a card Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. At first place, we have Super Heavy Samurai Beasted. So yeah, this deck can be very much be very explosive. He plays Bestial. I guess Bestials can really suffocate Tearlaments and Matmech matchups by the Bestial monsters. It can banish the Tearlaments Graveyard Shenanigans and Sigma on the Matmech. So I guess this works very well on his part. But this is a quite innovative decklist. You don't see this every day. So props to him for tapping with this very spicy decklist. And then we have Nemo. I have seen this player before on a card. Yeah, he tapped with Branded this time. Branded Despia Bestial. He played the Gimmick Puppet, so he stuns a lot of many players with the Branded Expulsion on this one. And then he played Super Poly again. Really interesting inclusion on his side deck. But this is a very good card on Branded, I guess. And then 2 Lightning Storm as well. And then next, yeah, that sums up. And then favorite deck from them, Trap Tricks. Okay. And then moving on, we have Iloilo Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1 ranking tournament. So shoutouts to Iloilo people. So another tournament from the Philippines. We have LF Fox as the champion with Altergeist. He plays this card, the Snake. I forgot the name of this card, to be honest. The one that can place cards on the field to the spell trap zone. Really spicy inclusion on this Altergeist decklist, and he opted to main deck 2 Gamma Shields. I guess it works against Purely and Kashtira as well. He didn't reveal his side deck. So yeah. And then he didn't play Pot of Prosperity. Interesting that he didn't play that, but instead opted to main deck Evenly Match. And then next we have Spencer Go with Scarecrow Manadium. So I really expect that Manadium will rise to the metagame because Manadium will get more supports from the next products because they are the baseline lore of the Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG structures. So yeah, expect that Manadium will have more supports and be more competitive moving forward. He opted to play Mind Control. I don't rate this Mind Control that much, but I guess this works on link climbing the opponent's monsters into something like Cross Ship or even Appaloosa. And then Lava Golem, I guess he doesn't consume his normal summon that much, so Lava Golem is viable here. And then we have Wanderers here by Wintet Diana. He played she played what do you call this, Ecclesia on the main deck, and Simorg, Dark Simorg on the main deck that prevents the opponent from setting cards on their spell and trap zone. So this is a really innovative approach from Diana to stun the opponents or back row decks on the format. And then we have Pachi as well on the main deck, really spicy. And then the Morganite. So yeah, she utilizes the normal summon really extensively with Morganite and her Fluandris monsters. And then we have Spear Mode as well on the side deck, and one big bird monster on Fluandris that nobody uses, the Snowl. I forgot the name. Snowl, yeah. I guess it is Snowl. It is quite tricky one to include, but it can work on my testing before. I also played this card because I have this card on maximum rarity, and it's a shame that I don't play this card on the regular deck list of Wanderers before. So yeah, I tried to include this one, but later on I cut this card on the main deck to improve my consistency and ratios. So yeah, congrats to her. And then moving on, we have our tournament on Kaidulis Premiership Remote Duel Ranking Tournament. We have Orcus here from MJ Agura. So yeah, he's been tapping with Orcus quite regularly on our locals. He's been doing this Orcus for quite some time. And then 45 card main deck right now. A shy away from his regular 43 card main deck. And 2 Herald of the Abyss against Purely matchups. I really like this inclusion from him. And then moving on, we have another Matmech Super Heavy Samurai from Joshua Oriano. Really explosive deck. I have faced this deck while playing Runic, and I got overwhelmed from many negations if he went first. Quite spicy. And then this is the same deck list, but he top on the different tournament. He placed third on the week 15 Pod C. So yeah, this is the same deck list. And then we have the same deck list again from MJ Agura. So imagine he topped with 2 tournaments using this Orcus. Very roguish deck on the format, but he managed to top 2 champions on his name on our ranking tournaments. At this point, he is 8-0, I guess, on the tournament. Really crazy from him. And then we have Purely here from Jomar Maravillas on the Ranking League tournament on Kaidubilis. So this is a standard deck list of Purely, but the innovative one is the Rivalry on the side deck. I guess Rivalry can really help him to play around Kurikara or Kaiju if he can flip this Rivalry to prevent his monsters to being tributed. And then moving on, we have another tournament from our ranking league. We have Edison Kurameng with his Heroes deck profile. He also won the Cebu Play to Learn Duelist Cup side event, so props to him and congrats to him. This is quite a standard deck list of hero, but he played only 2 Maxi, 2 Ash Blossom, and 2 Droll and Lockbird. He really made some space for Droll and Lockbird on the main deck by cutting 1 copies of Maxi and Ash Blossom on the standard. So he sided the 1 copy of Maxi and Ash Blossom and another Droll as well. His side deck is not that focused on going first or going second. It's a good mixture of both by playing Trust and Dimensional Barrier. So congrats to him. And then moving on, it is the same deck list again from MJ Agura. Really crazy stuff from the Orcus player of Mindanao. He topped 3 times in a row using the same deck list. Really absurd performance from him. And then we have Reden Andalan with Invoke Dogmatica. Quite standard deck list. Included Shadal Ariel on the main deck, and then triple Invocation because he plays Desires. Logical as well. And then on the side deck, he played 2 Gamasiel and triple Nibiru. This works fine for him, I guess. And then moving on, we have the same deck list again from Jomar. He tapped as well multiple times on our local tournament. Yeah. And then this is my Runic Stan 4th place deck list from the same tournament on the Ranking League tournament. So I played the Runic on a different light because many Runic players opted to play the Sales Ban and the Amano Iwato shenanigans, but I really like the value of drawing cards on this deck. So I opted to main deck triple copies of Maxi to maximize my draw power, because the Runic cards itself can interrupt the opponent when you are going second or you went second against the opponent. So yeah, I really like the fact that I played triple Maxi on the main deck. The one thing that disturbs me the most on this deck list is I have to play Rivalry on the main deck because my Gozen match are on my other deck list, the Metawit deck list of mine. So yeah, I'm stuck with playing Rivalry, and I didn't made the Gozen match on the main deck in time. So yeah, Rivalry can be very bad on some matchups on the format. So I'm really frustrated that I didn't main deck the Gozen match on this one. So yeah, that sums up our metagame report from June 5 to June 11. So if you have time, you can like our Facebook page of Uncrowned Kings Local Metagame Report. You can just browse the name of this page and follow us to have insightful references about many decklists on the Philippines and as well as Indonesia. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed on my channel, and hit the notification bell if you want to get updated on my content, and hit the like button on this video if you like this video. So thank you for watching. See you on the next one.
again.